Back, bam, anime cookout. Let's jump right into it. So, if you haven't seen it, it is out on Netflix. 2023 just came out last Sunday. Black Clover and the Sword of the Wizard King. So, it picks up a couple of months after Let had basically led the rebellion against Prince Julius and basically stripped Julius of all of his powers, right? So, Julius, a little kid, up after that time, they're about to come into this great arena battle. Basically, choosing they're gonna see who's the strongest wizard, wizard knight, and so they open it up. A couple of fights go through. Next, disaster strikes. Right, so they get under attack. So that being said, man, it was a good one, man. This movie gave a lot of not like background or like any in-depth type of thing. It's not really even leading to anything in the new seasons or anything like that. This a let's just release something so that Black Clover fans can have something to chew on for the next year or so, because we're not going to get anything out. Right? This is not going like maybe a little bit, maybe used like at the end they threw in a couple of things like Millie's a new character, I believe. I don't think I've ever seen, also too they introduced a few new extra characters in there. So we made like maybe a little retrospect down the road, but it just doesn't. As far as I read into anything new into the manga, right now, I have not been reading Black Clover the way I've done Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer or any of those. So I am bad at that. Black Clover is one of my favorite ones, but it's like I just never really got into the manga to read it, man, because I saw the episodes and I was like, man, I heard they were like shot for shot. So I was like, do I really need to go read it? Like I was like, not really, man. I think there's not really go back in the background. So the movie, Julius imprisoned one of the previous Wizard King, Conrad. He imprisoned him into basically a time bubble. He used the sword, and it's literally called the Sword of the Wizard King, and is made by the first Wizard King that basically harnesses all the mana and gets it all trapped into that sword, and you have to basically do in apocalypse stuff, like smash the entire Clover King in pieces, right? So he's gathering the things. Now, was it cool? Did it have cool fights? Yeah. We got introduced to Wizard Kings in the past. One of them was an ex-general. She was bad. Let me get these names for y'all. Names now. And I accidentally. Let me get that. I exited out of that one to go look at that Demon Slayer stuff. This one. Right here. Okay, so her name was Princess. Oh my god. Her name was Princess Funny Bunny. And I couldn't remember that, right? So her name was Princess Funny Bunny. They had Mr. Grandosro, and so Princessa basically her wizard power was that army. Now it's kind of a broken power with her. Like, be truthful, like that's kind of crazy. Like, what kind of like when they were writing these powers out, they were like, man, we power that we could just OP, right? Oh, yes, an endless army that never gets tired. So basically, she can make their chess pieces, but they're like just mechs that are able that control through her mana, and she can just make an endless supply of them. Jester Grandosos, basically, he was able to make what was it, like a force fields, and then manifest fields into like crystallized material. Then Edward Avalanche, it's basically he can control ice. It's what's his thing. And then again, I said the character Maxwell. Never seen her before up until this movie. Apparently, she's deep secret stuff. And Conrad Leto, which is kind of like the complement of the Wizard King Julius right now. So Conrad elements were that he had keys, so he could open up any grimoire that there was, and then absorb those powers and use those powers, which was cool, right? So that was his wizard power. And then wizard power, if you're not aware, is his open book. Basically, he can gather as much knowledge as possible, and basically, and his open book is it has all of the every secret, every power, every grimoire. As he reads them, he can study them and stuff like that. So that was his. So they complemented each other in the way negative energy and you're gonna kill me for not knowing his name. What's his name? Where is he at? Where's he at? Oh, where's he at? Oh, no, it's not him, is it?
Pretty boy.
Yes, pretty boy. And I can't remember his name to save my life. And now, you know what? Like when they said his name during the anime, I was like, who are they talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
I forgot his name only because it was just
you know
I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm telling you, man. Like when they say I was like, who's that? And I'm like, oh yeah, Like I only care about Asta. I only care about Asta, and I only care about Yami. I don't care about and Julius.
Yeah, that's
I only care about them three. I'm Clover Wizard Knight that there is. Those are my three favorite ones. So yeah. So that being said, the way Asta and complement each other. One's light, one's dark, and they have those two. One spiritual aid. Well, he's is half elf. Well, he is the elf baby between the first princess of the kingdom, which is the first Wizard King's sister. He is that, and they had a baby, and he is that reincarnated baby, and then Asta, we don't know about his past until the very, very end, and we just know about his mother. So we don't know what his father is, or like how he was born. We don't know any of that, right? So we just catch like a very small glimpse of what Asta is, right? Or if he's human at all, right? Because he's basically like the child of a right, like he's a demon possessed child that gave birth to something, right? So he is, right? So we'll learn that in the next seasons coming up, right? So that being said, they complemented, so it's the same thing. Julius and Conrad are them friendship together, and Asta and is that friendship together. So Asta comes back looking like Giga Chad, right? Like we see him like 2 feet taller, and he's like muscle bound and everything, which he was already there, but like he comes back even looking more spectacular as ever. Yami is there as well. So right away, it just goes right into fighting, man. I mean, they just go straight into the butt whooping, man. They go straight into using their powers. They discover the key. Now, was it long? I mean, like when the movie ended, it was an hour and 45 minutes, but did it feel long? Yeah, man. It felt like a long movie, man. Like a lot of stuff kind of dragged on that didn't need to drag on. Like it just felt long. Was it a bad movie? I don't think so. It was a good movie. It was good, but I mean, Nick, did we learn anything?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff we knew already. Characters we knew already. We knew their powers. There was nothing new, no power where I'm like, oh, they upgraded or something. It was none of that. Even like the moment when they went to the like unless he's gonna end up somehow getting this sword and it's gonna help him in the next thing. I don't know anything of any beneficial part that I learned from this movie.
No.
Because even when they went to the scientist thing and they were just talking, I'm like, this is just an endless circle of talking. And I will say this. I am a sub person, right? I watched it dubbed because I was multitasking. I lost total interest in it even more when it went to dub for me because I was like, these Japanese voice actors just have way more emotions. And then the other one, I was like, it reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. When I hear it in Japanese, I'm like, why does it sound like that? And so I'm invested in Japanese. But yeah, no, I didn't learn anything. I learned what I already knew, and it was like a refresh. It's like when you take a refresh
Yeah.
course for school or something. Like that's what it
Yeah.
felt like. Like I was like, oh, I remember y'all.
Mhm.
Oh, and then what was the deal with like all the cool people you like getting captured and everything? And then they have a bunch of people that I have no idea what we call them fillers and like random people like we're here with you, Ash as a fight. Like I don't even know who you are. Like
No,
who's this
no one
guy? Who's
cares.
this chick?
Yeah. We came here for the main characters, and y'all don't show us B team.
Exactly. Like at least let me see all of them fight. Like there was moments where they were like, the captains fought a bit and that was cool, but it wasn't enough fighting at all. You could have had like more Wizard Kings or have like Wizard Kings advisors or something. Something cool would have been like a more of a war type feel than
Well,
like I
it
mean,
kind
I
of
get
begs
it. They're
the
Wizard
question,
Kings.
like, how powerful are Wizard Kings, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, don't get me wrong, I understand us are supposed to be surpassing the captains and, eventually in their own right, all of them are Wizard Kings, right?
Yeah.
Because, 2020, 22, right? Or 2023, right? So they're all Wizard Kings,
You're
right?
all get
So,
around.
yeah. They can never just be Asa, the number one
Yeah.
greatest character ever. Like, not at
You're all
so they could never be
Hokage.
in. Yeah, exactly. Right. Everybody's
We're all pirate
superheroes.
kings.
Yeah. My Academia, the greatest shame in the world is My Hero Academia. It's
You're all
just
number one
Gloria,
heroes.
right? What's that?
You're all number one heroes in my book.
What here? Yeah, it's like Midoriya was supposed to be like number one, right? And then like they literally evolved it into everyone else being, oh, we're just as good as Midoriya. And it's like, that's not why we read
No,
comics, man. That's why we
no,
read
yeah.
superhero
There's
mangas,
only
right?
one Superman.
Yes, only one Superman, only one Batman, right?
Exactly.
Only one
And I like both of them in their
Batman.
own
Batman
ways.
made it very right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if DC Comics. There is a when Nightwing approaches a Batman and basically says, "I'm here to surpass you as I'm here to become the Batman." Looked Nightwing dead in the eye and goes, "No one's Batman." And he was just like, "What?" Like he was like, "Yeah, no one be Batman. Like, go get your own identity." So yeah, it was great, man. But then we get McGinnis and the other one, Batman Beyond. So it's a whole other story, right? Which turns out, spoiler alert, if you don't know out there, McGinnis is actually the clone of Batman. He is Batman within Batman within Batman. So he is Bruce Wayne within Bruce Wayne. So that being said, so that is like, so Asa, it begs that question: how strong are they? Like those Wizard Kings, like how strong are they? Now, Yami and Noel's brother, Zoel, they are like the next wizard. Like they could become
Yeah.
Wizard Kings if they want to, or like at least vie for the of become the Wizard King, because they are that strong. So that's why I from and everything, like they're all with Wizard Kings with it. But it was kind of like, yeah, man, it was like you could have wrapped this up in an hour. Like gave us like season 5, or season 5. Like give us like some shots for season 5. like the episode 1 could be like, or like an imaginary what this could be like, and that would have been cool, man. That would have been great, or like had they all survived, like the kings, like you said, out next season, like each one of individually becoming their own villain, like those kind of
Yeah.
things would have made this thing like worth it. Like, I gotta see it because it's gonna lead to season 5. And it's like, from everything I read, it is just the movie. It's just a movie. It's a standalone movie. It's like a Naruto fill-in movie. Because Naruto made like 8 that had no relation to whatsoever, is because they all caught up to the manga and they had nowhere to go from there. So they were just like trying to make the money into it, right? Like I said, it wasn't bad. Asa the group, of course, power of friendship. I personally didn't like it that Asa didn't improve anything. Like, he didn't improve like nothing, because they gotta save it for season 5. They have to. They can't. They some like ultra instinct out, and like taking out this guy like nothing, is because they have to save it for season 5. That's the worst. That is the drawback of this movie. So if I have to give it anything, I give it a 3.8. I want to say, because it lost a lot of points with me because it just didn't show anything. That's my only sad thing. And like, we didn't like get anything new. We didn't get a new weapon, new power up, new nothing. It's just there. Everything is just there. So that's our retrospective for this one, man. Nick, what do you think?
I feel like
I mean,
I feel like this is a long filler movie. Like, now that we've talked about it, I'm like, this was a filler. Like, none of this is going to manifest into anything of where we're at in the season. I mean, it was a prequel filler into where we're at now type of thing. Like, yeah, that's cool. We got some knowledge of the other Wizard Kings and the main one and how it is. I said, the only benefit I get is if he maybe finds his sword and now we know, oh, this is where the sword comes from. Now I've seen him use it before. Maybe he uses this and that's how he uses the Wizard Kings, kind of a one for all type of thing.
Yeah. So Julius did say that he is saving this because Asta's the only one that can use it. But it's like it's a MacGuffin sword. It's like it's that Deus Ex Machina sword. It's the thing that's gonna save the day every single time. He's gonna be like, oh, Sword of Destiny, and like destroy the guy, right? Like, until he gets to the villain that he can't use it, and then now we have to, his sword's gonna break apart, and only the middle is gonna be green, and it turns out that's truly the sword this whole time. He's just the outer shell. Come on, bro! I'm writing the script. I'm writing the whole season for you, man. Like, I'm writing the whole
sins. Hey.
season for these guys, man. Like, you know what? All right, guys, I'm out of here. Too much anime, the whole entire season arc and everything, man. I'm going to bed. So that was it for Black Clover, man. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, man. It was a good one. It was great. Go watch it. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like anything new, and that's okay. Sometimes it's just okay to make a little cash, man. Black Clover coffers, we're getting a little marketing, not enough material. Let's make a movie. Bam. Okay. Now we got $1,000.
I will say this though. If you're not a Black Clover fan and you watch this movie, you probably will be, because you're gonna be like wanting to know what's going on. Yeah. So that way it's smart for them to be on a new platform on Netflix, of course, where they're trying to build their anime portfolio. So from, like you said, business standpoint, I get it. That from us that have been waiting, and we know we're probably going to be waiting until fall of 2024 until this comes out, if we're lucky, then I'm kind of like,
right. Yeah, we're lucky, man. Like, no, not even that. It's like Wizards and Magic, so they're gonna come out like Halloween time, So it may be 2025.
Well, they said spring. They said spring, and then they said, all right, maybe fall. And now I'm like, y'all going back too much. Like, now it's just.
Man, yeah, it was like when the season 4 ended, and I went back and I like started reading, and there were no plans, and then like 2024 came around, or 20, oh yeah, we're thinking about something coming out, and then I'm like, oh man, now we're really not gonna get a season 5. Man. I'm like, oh, hopefully they'll be like, hey, fall time,
Yeah.
or winter, so who knows. All righty, man. Well, but that's it for us today, man. Well, that's it. Those are 2 days. Other than that, man, like and subscribe. Make sure you go follow Anime Cookout. We have it all posted longer because it is a movie. So, it was an hour and 51 minutes or 45 minutes that we had to watch. So, who enjoyed it, disagree with us, let us know. Put us in the comments, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, we out this.
Later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.